Hutch, time for the feature on the program here at Yarra Valley, the Jack Hirsch Memorial Yarra Valley Cup. Over the 1,950 metres, the trophy looks absolutely magnificent. Let's get into it. Go Daddy, horse number 1 here from the Kieran Maher team with John McNeil looking for another winner on the program.
Yeah, and it's an interesting runner for sure because it was beaten 2.5 by Magnus Ben, who was flying at the time in the Vic Cup and obviously goes up 5 kilos. A really hard horse to analyse. I think you've got to look at the overseas form more than what this horse has done here. And I don't know. I get that there's been some market support, but yeah, I couldn't be with it at the price. I think I'm going to sort of happy to take it on. It's obviously pleased them at home, leading stable. John McNeil, Kieran Maher. There's some pluses there, and they may get it right, but I think there's good reasons to go around it.
2 is Y-Mark for Gavin Bedgegood, Bo Mertens. 3rd at Wangaratta last time out.
That was in a key form reference where we had New York Hurricane, of course, win. So, look, I didn't see too many excuses for Y-Mark. A little weight swing probably there today and can run well. Did jump favourite there, so there's certainly one to respect. I mean, in terms of beaten margin, hasn't got a lot to find either. Indeed.
Let's get to New York Hurricane, who, of course, was the winner of the Wangaratta Cup, which a lot of these come through.
Yeah, look, I think he's over the odds today. $7. Like he just keeps turning up to these country cups and running well.
Yep.
So I like the last run. I know the race worked out beautifully for him, but who's to say he doesn't get the breaks again today unless you're getting a price?
Don't the stable know how to win a country cup? Jimmy Hendricks is not running. Ran at Caulfield yesterday. Wineglass Bay for the Blacker stable with Jackson Radley comes up from Tasmania to contest the Yarra Valley Cup here, Hutch. 5th in the Launceston Cup, 7th in the Hobart Cup before that.
Yeah, I think that horse that's been racing pretty well. Look, a mile and a half. So I always worry. There's a few distances I like them coming back in trip. You know, I like the 2,000 back to a mile, but the 2,400 back to 2,000, I think sometimes they're just a little bit more dour, and that could be the concern. But there's no doubt the horse is going along pretty well.
Mr. Waterville for Clayton Douglas hasn't won in a long time. In fact, hasn't won in Australia.
No, and that is a concern. $14 as well for this horse. So, look, I don't think the recent form's been quite there. And, you know, 3rd run of the preparation, though, has had the odd excuse, so it might be one that can improve.
You're giving Greg Aligo a chance, who's been runner-up in the Colac and Wangaratta Cups, respectively.
This horse needs a win. It's been 1,200 days. Like, I never tip horses like this.
No, you don't. But you're doing it today.
I am. I mean, I just feel like, you know, there's a sense of timing. He's got the form. He comes from the key form reference. He ran well there. I think he actually is going okay. He's always showed pretty good ability, but you can't keep sort of going with him, I suppose, to some extent. But I haven't been with him for a long time, and I think today might be the day just coming out of that key form reference.
My brother's keeper for Stephen Brown and Patrick Maloney is horse number 10.
Yeah, and a horse that he's hard to judge the form. This horse, he can be really in and out. They didn't go quick enough for him at Flemington last start. He settled back. He genuinely needs a nice tempo. He settles back, and then he can. When he's right, a race like this is well within his grasp. So if there was a bit of support, or you thought that they were going to go quick enough, quite possibly. He's another one that hasn't won in a little while, but yeah, he could run well. 12 is Quamby for the Thompson Yard at Wodonga. Linda Meach to steer a much improved run last time out at Wagga Wagga. Yeah, and the market expected at $7.50 there, and not really giving it a massive pump today. So, yeah, I think he's a horse that could probably run well. He's going pretty nicely, and I think he'd run a bit of a race.
Okay, Hutch, the Yarra Valley Cup's only edition of the race. Very interesting race. We're going to 10 the win on Greg Alimo in the Sunday pot.
That we are. We're going to have a crack. We've got to get something back here, and otherwise we've got to fight back. But ZI bets better bets later in the card, so I'm sure he'll come good.
You going to boost or just take what you can get? 390 at the moment, 420 on the boost.
Yeah, I wonder if...
Have a think about that. We'll hear from Stephen Brown, who trains my brother's keeper first.
Yeah, I reckon we just go top total. I reckon it'll be pretty similar for all those horses. The top 3 in the market are all about the same.
Top total it is. Let's head to Gabs with Stephen.
Stephen, really appreciate your time here. We were just chatting off here about the winkers coming off this horse. He also looks a treat in the yard, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's ready, Gabby. Yeah, it's probably the best he's been. We took the winkers off him like after last start, so probably not ideal because there'll probably be a bit of toe on here today, so it won't matter. but he's been taken on a little bit in his races, so we thought we'd take it off him just to make him relax a little bit more.
Oh, so he's just getting a fraction keen. How's he trained on since last start, which a really good form race he's coming out of, that's for sure.
Yeah, he ran well. The only problem I've probably got is the weight's good, but the small track, so hopefully he can get home over the top of him.
So in listening to that, will he be going back from the gate?
Yeah, we'll be going back, yeah. It's the only way he races. If he gets too close, he just never seems to finish off. So he's going to go back and try and take off from the 600 and just circumnavigate.
Out of 10, how are your confidence levels?
Yeah, pretty high, yeah. 8 out of 10, yeah. 8.5, yeah.
That's very confident. I hope we're chatting after the race. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Gavin.
What are your confidence levels like with Gregor Limo, Hutch?
I didn't think.
Stephen's an 8.5.
Look,
That's very high.
let's just say I didn't come here today thinking that I was going to be backing Gregor Lima. I think to sort of get a bit of our pot back. Can I put it like that?
Yeah, sure.
But I also thought that our better players would have run a lot better than they have. And in fairness, they have been. Well, mine have been ordinary, and they haven't had any excuses. It's not like they just haven't turned up. So it's been my error. But I mean, I'm encouraged to see that there's been some good support around it. I mean, this horse is definitely good enough. It's a bit of the case of the usual suspects as well. I mean, they often are competing against each other, these horses, and
indeed,
it's a little bit of a merry-go-round or a roundabout where it's each of their turns. And I'm hoping, let's hope today, because it's been over 1,200 days, Timmy.
You never do this.
I know.
You never,
and it's probably not a good time to start.
So 500 days is usually your cut-off point.
My cut-off point.
So all of a sudden, that rule's been binned, and now you're backing a horse that hasn't won in 1,213 days. Back in France.
Remind me that to go and have a good look at myself.
Did you back him on that day on the 18th of November back on the synthetic back in 2022? You like your French racing?
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. But it's an interesting betting race. There's not much at the top. The top three are all about the same price, aren't they?
So you are getting your 420 now that I offered you a little earlier with the boost, but it's been joined on that mark by My Brother's Keeper, who just continues to attract the punters' money. So equal favourites at 420, Gregor Limo, My Brother's Keeper, and then 440 Mark, 460 Go Daddy. So 4 horses within 40 cents.
He has been one of our horses as well, Zed, My Brother's Keeper, hasn't he? Like we've been with him when he's right and when things work out for him.
Yeah, he can be a little inconsistent, but his best form is up to being highly competitive in a race like this. But, fantastic to see a big crowd there for the Cup, Yarra Valley today. Plenty of people wanting to get themselves on camera.
Yeah.
But what about how good a job Liam Howley has done on the Country Cup circuit this season with a number of different horses? He's been... targeting a lot of these feature races around the traps in Victoria.
Station 1, the stable star.
New York Hurricane was good up at Wangaratta. He's done a fantastic job with all those Country Cups, and they're worth good prize money, so why wouldn't you?
Yep, indeed. OK, we're past start time. Let's head to Creditors for his call of the Jack Hirsch Memorial Yarra Valley Cup over the 1,950 metres.
Where the beach said she saw an errant shoe, so we can see if
He's just reluctant to muster with the other runners. He drifted back. A clerk of the course just couldn't get him mobile on his own, so a barrier attendant has scampered up to about the 400-metre mark where the horse was stationary for a while, and they're slowly getting him closer to the others. And, but he's not in a happy mood, Go Daddy. He's drifting in the market too. He's out to $4.60. It's winless in Australia in the 4 runs that he's had here to date. And now he's got away from the handler. So he was rearing and proving a handful to keep control of. He's now been able to slip the hand of the handler. And he's not even galloping, he's trotting his way up towards the 600 or 700 metre mark. The dangerous bit here is that lead rope, which is a couple of metres in length, is just dangling between his legs. If he trods on it, he could do some damage to his jaw, even one of those front legs perhaps. So they don't want to excite him. And I think Clark has been able to catch up with him and grab a hold of him, which is a thankful sight. But his place in the field's becoming contentious now. He's held up the start by a couple of minutes already. They were having enough trouble getting him behind the gates the first time, and he's still 400 metres away from getting to the spot where he slipped the handler a minute or two ago. I'm hearing his bridle at least is going to need to be replaced. He'll probably have a precautionary vet check as well. But at least he's more consensual for the clerk of the course, who has got him going along at a reasonable clip to the start point here, so he's not too far away from joining them. Now, in the meantime, there's 4 of them vying for favouritism. He's one of them, Go Daddy, but he is continuing to drift, so it looks unlikely he'll start favourite. Gregor Limo's back into $4 from $4.40. I think the map works out pretty well for him today. Quamby could be a potential leader here, and Gregor Limo might just camp on his tail, and if that's the case, he should get every chance today after being placed in the Colac and Wangaratta Cups recently. He hasn't won for ages, Gregor Limo, but he only gets in a half kilo above the minimum. There's plenty of circumstances that might be in his favour today. He's only had not even a handful of runs since coming back under Glenn Thompson's care. Y-Mark at $4.40. Go back to his form of a couple of years ago, he'd give this race a heck of a shake. He was a Tulloch winner in Sydney. He's had a handful of runs now for Gavin Bedgegood. Was 3rd in the Wangaratta Cup, which several horses here come through, which was won by New York Hurricane. He's a 750 chance, by the way, New York Hurricane, to try and go back-to-back in country cups. The well-backed runner is My Brother's Keeper, who's been $6 down to $4.40. Wide gate, he'll get back in the field. They've taken the winkers off him today. And the 5th pick is the last start Wangaratta Cup winner, New York Hurricane, at $7.50. So Go Daddy is cleared to run, I'm hearing. So they've replaced the bridle. He's been vet checked, and he's going to take his place, Go Daddy. He's now 4th pick in the market after being favourite 5 minutes ago. He's now out to $5 in the marketplace, and they're starting to load them. So New York Hurricanes in, Gregor Limo is set, Quamby has joined them. Wine Glass Bay moved in, the Tasmanian-trained 7-year-old. Y-Mark moves in with Beau Merdens aboard, who won this race 3 years ago on Port Phillip. Mr. Waterville gets set. They've loaded Go Daddy, My Brother's Keeper to the outside, and finally we're set for a start in the Jack Hirsch Memorial Yarra Valley Cup. Off they go from the 1950 start. Quamby left nicely, so too New York Hurricane off an inside gate. Gregor Limo is quite prominent, as is Y-Mark. Then Mr. Waterville and Wine Glass Bay. My Brother's Keeper drifts back to be second last. At the tail is Mr. Waterville as they come past us. So pushing up is Quamby to keep the lead from Gregor Limo as they sweep out towards the 1500. Y-Mark 2.5 lengths away third. Go Daddy 4th on the fence, a length and a half to Wine Glass Bay. They were tracked by New York Hurricane, My Brother's Keeper, and Mr. Waterville is last of all. So they head out towards the back. The pace was pretty good the first 500 or 600. Gregor Limo had a sniff for the lead, but Quamby's been able to keep him out. And Quamby led them into the back, nearly a length over Gregor Limo. There's still 4 in front of the rest of the pack, headed by Y-Mark in third. Go Daddy 4th the inside. A length away to Wine Glass Bay. 2 to New York Hurricane, who travels comfortably. The tempo will help him, as it will My Brother's Keeper, who's to his immediate inside, second last. And last is Mr. Waterville. So they're well inside halfway as they progress to the 800. It's Quamby, a half-length leader over Gregor Limo. 2 lengths away third, Y-Mark from Go Daddy, Wine Glass Bay. A length and a half, New York Hurricane, My Brother's Keeper. Mr. Waterville remains last, but they're becoming a bit more compact. Quamby was the first one beaten, 600 to go. go. So Gregor Limo's left in front a long way from home. And Gregor Limo led by a length over Watermark. New York Hurricane starting to put in his searching run. Goes around Wineglass Bay. Go Daddy battling. My Brother's Keeper was next as they turn for home. 350 out. Gregor Limo with Wymark, and New York Hurricane looms up big time on the outside. Wineglass Bay was next. New York Hurricane goes to Wymark. 200 to go. Then My Brother's Keeper and Wineglass Bay. It's New York Hurricane with Wymark, who's kicking back and kicking back strongly. Wymark regained the lead and won the cup. Wymark first from New York Hurricane. My Brother's Keeper third. Wineglass Bay in fourth. They were followed in by Go Daddy, along with Gregor Limo, a long margin back to Mr. Waterville, and last in was Quamby.
Bedgegood and Bo Mertens take out the Yarra Valley Cup with Wymark winning. New York Hurricane keeps his good record in Country Cups intact, running a game race in for second. My Brother's Keeper was good closing from the rear of the field, runs third. Wineglass Bay runs fourth. 2, 3, 10 and 5, the numbers in the Yarra Valley Cup. We'll bring you all of the post-race after we get to the boys at Port Lincoln for the running of the Kimber Cup. Here we go.
Thanks, Tim. Yes, the feature run or race today, the 113th running of the 2026 Zimcom Kimber Cup. 113 years history, John. It's outstanding.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's a beautiful cup there. And on the inside of it.